Where is it? Where is it? Here. Hi! Hello, Mari. How's it going? You were so fast, I cannot keep up. Let me check this out. Volume should be good, right, chat? Oh, I fixed my stream setup. Now I have a very big screen and I'm not looking at weird stuff anymore. And shiny hunting is gonna be much easier than it was before. So, I'm having fun. How are you doing? I think I was offered a job today, not sure. I mean, if you were offered a job, there should be a contract involved, right? You should look into that. That is very important to know whether you are offered jobs or not. But happy to see you, Maddie. Hello, Diane. How's it going? Welcome in, come on in. We are ready for some heavy gaming today, aren't we? Nice pizza. I cooked today. I'm having a very healthy week. I am very happy about that. I did a lot of resting today. I bought some fun stuff. I was playing with makeup. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I cooked a lot today. I cooked meals for the entire week, so I'm very happy about that. It's been a while since I had time to actually do some proper, tasty and healthy meal prep. So, yeah, I'm glad I had some time today to do that. I don't know, I think I've been really consumed by work this past few months. Pizza can be healthy, of course. It's very basic and important carbs, and it has important nutrients, and tomato sauce is tasty. If you go easy on toppings, pizza can be super healthy. So come on in, chat. If the food makes you happy, it's healthy. Yes, kinda, yes. Like, it depends, right? If it's once in a while, if it makes you happy, it can be healthy. But we need to be careful not to overeat on deep fried stuff and on fast food, ultra processed stuff. Stay healthy, chat. Stay hydrated. Moderate your sugar intake. Hello, passenger. Oh my! I hate when, like, the animation for the airplane to get out of the tree and into the floor for the battle is so slow. It's kind of insane. I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I did my taxes today like a good adult. I'm having a nice day. I took some resting. I did a very long napping session this afternoon. And I'm gonna play some video games with you, chat. Which is, of course, my favorite part of it all. So I'm also very happy because, like, in every single stream that I did before, I was looking basically at the OBS layout on the screen, right? And then I was looking at the small screen around the OBS layout. And I just learned how to, basically, I have my stream monitor here, and I learned how to project the entire screen to the other monitor. So basically I'm just looking at the game here, which is very good for shiny hunting. And then I have a very good stream overlay overview here. Hello, other druids, coming in. So just so you know, chat, I am now doing multi-streams. So people from YouTube, say hello from people from Twitch. YouTube people, say hello to people from Twitch. Twitch people, say hello to people from YouTube. And let's have a nice moment, everyone. So, yes, if you're just joining in, hi. Let me tell you what we are doing here today. So, this, chat, this is our shiny badge quest. What is a shiny badge quest? It means that before each badge, I must capture a shiny Pokemon and use it to battle. However, like, this is basically an excuse for me to just play, for me to replay Scarlet and Violet, right? But with a fun twist, because shiny hunting is fun. However, these games are easy, right? Pokemon is easy. I wanted to add a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a twist. And these games, they are open world. So, which means you can tackle the gyms in whichever order you prefer. There is like a suggested order, right? There are like there is no level scaling, so there is an order that you should do, but you technically can do it in whichever way you want. And basically what I'm doing here today, what we have been doing this past few weeks, is I'm tackling it in the opposite order as the order that is like suggested. So we started with the ice gym, then we went on to the psychic gym, and yeah, this is our team so far. So a lot of shiny friends. We have our ace, which is a Sabrina Carpenduck, the Psyduck. We have Dolly Parton. Hi, Dolly Parton. We have Lady Gragra. It's a Popstar themed nickname team. We have Don Quixote, the gay and Brazilian duck. We have Charpel Roan. Hi, Charpel Roan. How's it going? And we have Toxic, the shiny Shrudo that we spent 5 hours hunting. So, thanks so much, Toxic, for joining the team. We have currently 6 badges? 5 badges. 5 badges. We are going to... Our next gyms are going to be Yono, the VTuber. Then we go for the Artisan Gym, which is the grass gym. And then we finalize with the Bug Gym. And that's the plan. Hey, Blitzingu, how's it going? Okay, I think chat is too small. I need a better overlook in chat. It's a third duck team. Yes, this is a very duck-centered team. This is a duck-centered run. We love ducks. We support ducks. I mean, I wouldn't call Toxic a duck. I know, 2 out of 6, right? And now, my next target is Fomentis, because I love Fomentis. I love Lurentis, actually. I love contrary Pokemon in general. But I did some hunting already, like, for Fomentis, and it's taking a while to shine. I think it might be a long hunt, just as Shrudo was. But the problem is that, like, this is a very bad location for shiny hunting, right? I need to go and look beneath the trees, among the trees. So it takes some time for the resets. I don't think it's as bad as Shrudo because we had so few spawns with Shrudo. But yeah, not ideal. However, we are, like, as you can see, we have Pokemon at level 49. So in order for this run not to be super easy, I am enforcing hard level caps. So we cannot use Pokemon that are a higher level than the highest level Pokemon of each gym leader, which means that we retroactively have to catch lower and lower level shinies. So it's getting a little bit harder at the end game because that really limits the areas in which we can hunt. So for the next gym, the only Pokemon that I can use here is Toxic, actually, because the level cap is level 24. And I'm trying to get Pokemon that I can use for at least a couple of gyms. Oh my god, Don Quixote, I love your work. Don Quixote also loves your work, Robbie for short. Shout out to Robbie. I love this backward approach. There's a really cool book by Bonnie Ruberg, Video Games Have Always Been Queer, where they talk about non-linear playing as inherently queer. Wow, that's super cool, actually. I will write it down. I want to check it out later. I've been on a little bit of a dry phase with my video essays. I really want to get back to it, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time writing recently. I have a couple of videos that I'm currently working on, but I don't think I've had such a strong writer's block as the one that I'm having right now. I think I'm really burned out from work and stuff, so I don't know. I need to do something about it and then hopefully get inspired to write a little bit more about queerness in video games, because it's crazy. I'm opening YouTube, I'm like looking at my recommended videos and I'm like, oh my god, these essays are so cool. Oh my god, how can people put out one video per week? This is insane. So yeah, I really need to, because I really love doing videos, I really love writing, but I'm just blocked. So I think I need holidays. That's what I mean. I need holidays. Like last year I was vomiting scripts. Like I was completely inspired. I was like video after other video, banger after banger. Now I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. So this one here is for Brotinho. Also, I'm not doing any of the Titans, so Miraidon is going as low as it can, because I wanted to have like a chill, slow playthrough through Paldea. So, and I'm going back to the gym, which is great. Because at home I'm like overstimulated, looking at timelines all the time, reading stuff. And like if I'm at the gym and like doing exercises, then my brain is like completely still and it starts formulating ideas, and that's how scripts appear. It's like when I'm in, like I need to sit down and write, but I think the ideas, the inspirations, the structure for scripts only come when I'm like at the gym or in public transport, or I'm not doing anything, right? It's creative, how do I say ocio? Probably rest. It's just creative rest, right? It's just, I also feel like we are bombarded with information all the time, every day. It's like, Trump did this, Bolsonaro did that, the world is ending, AI will kill us all. And then like, I don't have time. My brain doesn't have time to create stuff. It's just being fed and fed and fed and fed. So, yeah. But yeah, what I've been consuming lately is basically Trump stuff. Waiting for Bolsonaro to be arrested so I can get drunk, which hopefully will happen super soon. But I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not jinxing it, but something's gonna happen. But even if I delete my Twitter, I'm on TikTok. I'm like, I will find myself getting lost in YouTube shorts and watching like old Marvel movie clips that don't bring anything to my life. It's horrible, but it's just like, it's dopamine addiction, right? It's literally chemical. It's like literally chemical addiction. I need to be out of my phone. I need to be doing something for my brain to not crave that brush. It's horrible. It's the end of the world. But yeah, I've been consuming Trump stuff, I've been consuming Bolsonaro stuff, and I've been consuming a lot of material on this 2027 paper about how AI will kill us all. Yeah, my algorithm has been like that recently, and I don't like it. I left a comment in in the video of a friend that was discussing this paper, saying, hey, I hate this paper because of this, 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 and that. And I'm not discussing it anymore. The inspiration always comes when you least expect it. I try to write down bullet points on my notes on my phone so I can get to my PC and write. So that's what I did. So I am working on a video right now called Nintendo Isn't Evil. And I swear I'm not like defending a company. I swear, it's just a different approach. But I'm writing a script on that, and I have so many bullet points, I have so many ideas, but I think this is a very theoretical, political, economical video, and I am always scared with like, because when I'm writing stuff about Pokemon, it's easy, it's Pokemon, I know everything about it. When I'm writing the videos that are a little bit more political, then I'm like so scared of talking about stuff that maybe I don't have a complete grasp or a complete understanding. But I mean, I think that I was more comfortable to make mistakes when the channel was smaller. Now that I have a bigger audience that can like hold me to a higher standard, I just also try to proofread and make sure that I'm not making stuff up or writing things that don't make any sense. So I'm also when I'm writing about important stuff, I'm also a little bit more anxious not to talk about it with the seriousness that it demands. Yeah, I think that's the Nintendo thing, right? So companies are not our friends, right? It's not like, oh, Nintendo is destroying the industry, or like Nintendo fans are the reason why games are $80 now. I was talking about this in another stream of Ellie, I think. And I think it's a very there's a lot of fear mongering of like trying to find an easy, like trying to find an enemy, trying to point the finger and say this person here is the guilty for the situation that you don't like, in order not to recognize that it's a symptom of a much larger structure that permeates every single aspect of our life and demands infinite growth with limited resources. So the motto that these companies are operating on, like, they are not making games for players, they are making games for shareholders, and shareholders demand infinite growth. So it doesn't matter if Nintendo made the best game ever and it sold 20 million copies. It doesn't matter if the entire market is 20 million copies. The shareholders demand that next year they sell 25. So it's more of a structural problem. That's why we see, like, developers also hate microtransactions. Developers also hate putting, you know, like, I don't think people that work at Game Freak were proud of the state that they released Scarlet and Violet. But it's more about models of work than it is like an ethical issue with an evil company that we should point the finger. Hey Ali, I was just talking about you. Hi. I'm still looking for Fomentis, yes. We just started, so... I did some offline hunting, I'm not gonna lie. I was like thinking about finding the shiny Fomentis and saving in front of it to save some time and tackle a gem, but this is not a very ideal hunting spot. It takes, like, each reset takes a couple of seconds to check every single spawn point, because it's a vineyard. Is that a vineyard? How do I call it? Is it an apple tree farm? Is this the word? Not the word, but the expression? Orchard. Oh, that's pretty. I like orchard. Hi, boa tarde. Diego fala Engel. 666. Very Christian name. There are plenty of valid reasons to critique Nintendo, but just blind hate and complaining about things that aren't happening helps nobody. I mean, it helps you get clicks, right? Which is the state of gaming journalism today. Not to dox myself, but I wrote a book about another large gaming company, and the anxiety is hard. You're obliged to be so nuanced in the proofing and, like, it's crazy because when you put out a video like this, it's like you're not talking to a friend, you're not getting it peer reviewed, you're like putting something in the world that might be seen by 100,000 people, and somebody will take a second to, I don't know, like, it's not that I want to be perfect and I want to never make mistakes, but you know, when you start building a following, you start building a community, I also feel like I have some kind of responsibility to be a good communicator, right? I studied communications. I want to do this responsibly, and I don't want to, and in the best way that I can. So there is a higher pressure when you have 35,000 subscribers compared to when you have 500. So my only enemy is Shigeru Miyamoto's inability to write compelling stories for his games. Because it's not about the stories, right? I also wanted to try writing something regarding to that. How Nintendo games... Because Nintendo games always take story first, gameplay first, and then wrap a story around it. It's never the other way. Like, a Nintendo game will never start being developed with a story idea. It will always start being developed with a gameplay structure. Or like, oh, let's make Zelda open world. Or like, oh, let's make Donkey Kong break all the environment. It's never like, oh, what if we tell the story of when Mario got an Odyssey? Like, it's not that. So, and I kind of dig that. But that's also the reason why it makes no sense to talk about Nintendo timelines, because they don't really care about the story that much. They don't really care about having a structured timeline that much. And I know it's fun, right? I know it's fun to think about, you know, what's canon or not and how it fits on a timeline, but that's definitely not Nintendo's priority. Nintendo's priority is not to, oh, let's make the Zelda game and see where it fits precisely in the canonical timeline. It's always, what if Zelda could clone every single object in the game? Like, that's where it starts, right? It's an apple orchard. Orchard. Exactly, because intention doesn't matter as much as interpretation. It's just a different angle on Christianity. I think it is. I think it's cool. They start with the idea of gameplay and then it gets wrapped with the story. I kinda enjoy the fact that Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet barely connect to other game stories. Yeah, I don't think, like, other than... I think that literally, other than... I think the only games that try very hard to connect to the stories of other games from the top of my head are Gold and Silver and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, right? Those, I think those are the only... Of course, you have some characters popping up here and there. You have like red and green showing up, red and blue. Is the rival blue or is the rival green? I never know. You always have Red and Gary Oak popping up in the games, like in Sun and Moon. But I think from a main story point of view, from a canonical point of view, the only games that I can remember that make sure to address events of another game are Gold and Silver, because of Team Rocket, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where they go out of the way to explain the concept of a multiverse where Mega Evolution doesn't exist. So I don't think there are any other Pokemon games where the main story really... Right? Like, other than characters crossing over, the story is completely a standalone story. Hey, Espe. Blue is rival, green is the female protagonist in the Adventures manga. But... Yeah, you're right. Yes. As far as Pokemon, yeah, Gen 2 are direct sequels, and... Oh yeah, Black 2, White 2, sorry, I completely forgot about those. Have you been playing Black 2, White 2 with Alpha Red? Actually, I just watched, I think yesterday, I watched the new Alpha Red video on the Pokemon Emerald, Twitch Plays Pokemon Emerald, which was quite fun. I really missed Twitch Plays Pokemon. I think it was a very... I didn't even know what Twitch was when that happened. Like, that's... I got to know what Twitch was as a platform through Twitch Plays Pokemon. And, I would like to do a video. I'm sure there are a bunch of videos retelling the full lore, but... I don't know, I think it's a precious gem of the internet. A very good time that we don't have that much anymore. And, yeah, I'd like to dive deeper into it. I do wish Pokemon took a little of a deeper story, since gameplay sometimes is not that changing in between games. I don't even think it needs to be deep. I think it should be engaging, and honestly, I love the story in Scarlet and Violet. I love the characters in Scarlet and Violet. I think that's the biggest strength of these games. I think the characters are very well designed. I think they're super interesting. And they are very well written. So Nemona is great, Arven's great, Penny's great. I wish I don't think they incorporate the Eevee team that well into into Penny. I think it could be done a little bit better, but you know, for a Pokemon game, these are tier S characters, honestly. And I also really like the story in the. Honestly, I think the Kieran character arc is probably the best character arc we've ever had in any Pokemon game. Alpha Red is playing white, not white too. Okay. Actually, he's playing a modified version of white. I'm a sucker for world building, so I love the connections that they make, like Lacey being Clay's daughter. I think that's cute. And the hot teacher visiting the underwater ruins in the Blueberry DLC. Oh yes, yes, every teacher is hot. That's also very important to make sure to... Scarlet and Violet had one of the best stories in a mainline game. I really think that if Scarlet and Violet was not awfully made on release, it would be like top 3 Pokemon games. I mean, I think that's... I also... I think that in retrospective, when we look back at Scarlet and Violet, we will rank it as Switch 2 Scarlet and Violet, right? This version that we're looking at right now, because I think this is how it was supposed to go. I think, like, it was originally... I don't know if it was originally supposed to be a Switch 2 game, but it definitely feels like it. Like, it runs perfectly on here. I think Switch 1... So I was talking about this in another stream, so sorry if I repeat myself. But I saw a very good theory about Pecha runs. Yeah, I think that maybe Scarlet and Violet was designed to be as EA was, so be released at the same time at the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. Or, something that would make a lot of sense is that we got the Pecha DLC out of the blue, like, completely randomly in a January without, like, for free. And, I think that... I heard somebody online saying that originally maybe this was... Like, this was supposed to be the Switch 2 edition of Scarlet and Violet. Right, this was supposed to be, like... For Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you pay $10 and you get the app and a visual upgrade. Maybe the original idea is for Scarlet and Violet, you pay $10 and you get this mythical Pokemon, this epilogue, and a visual upgrade. And then because of the horrible performance reviews that Scarlet and Violet had, they decided to just release that epilogue for free earlier, and then also release this performance upgrade for free. So it would make a lot of sense with the timings, and it would explain why that came out of nowhere. Why the Pecha story just appeared. Glad it's free, it's like half an hour. But then it would be like a visual upgrade and a little bit of story. Now we just... I think that basically they were ashamed to charge for a visual upgrade, right? That's kind of what happened. They're like, oh yeah, the game is so laggy, so buggy, so poorly finished that let's just give this for free. But it's just like the DLC, right? It doesn't let you proceed until you finish the game. It's also... Like, you have some paid events in other Pokemon games, like the tickets, that you need to progress to a certain part of the game to access it. So even though you pay it, you need to finish the story. So I do think it would make sense. I also really like that it seems that they are taking their time with next gen. I kinda hope they don't announce nothing on for the next generation. Like, I feel like if we get anything for Gen 10 next week, it will probably be a teaser. I don't think we're gonna see any gameplay. We might just see concept images like we saw. Do you remember the Legends Arceus announcement trailer? That it was just like a security guard finding old Pokeballs? Like, oh, the legend of Sinnoh. I think that if we get anything Gen 10, is gonna be in that vibe, right? It's gonna be just a concept teaser without any finished gameplay. The epilogue was found in the code very early though. No, but they could have planned, they have known about the Switch 2 for a while. They could have planned this. They could have planned a Switch 2 extra bonus since the beginning of the game. I wouldn't mind just the starters, but I feel like that would risk overshadowing ZA. But they did the same thing for Legends Arceus, right? They announced Scarlet and Violet before they released Arceus, as far as I remember. I think there was one direct that we had both Arceus and, like, Arceus was already announced when they released the first trailer for Scarlet and Violet. I genuinely hope we don't get Gen 10, but if we do, I want no other games after ZA until Gen 10. I want Pokemon Champions. I'm actually very curious for Pokemon Champions. I really want to see, like, and I'm sure we're gonna get more stuff. I'm sure we're gonna get stuff. So, like, I put my hand in the fire that we're gonna see gameplay for Pokemon Champions next week. And I think it's gonna be cool. And I'm really excited about it. And I know that for most of the formats, they're gonna keep the gimmicks separated, but really I would love to have an anything goes format where you can just go crazy and terrestrialize your Mega Dynamax Pokemon. I hope they announce a Legend ZA Switch 2. Current Switch 2 is kinda ugly. Do you mean like a green Switch 2? I mean, I don't like the black thing. It looks like... And don't get me wrong on this, I said this on another stream too, but I think the fact that the Switch 2 is only available in black, with like the black controllers, it's very... it's a very gamer bro design in a way. Do you know what I mean? It reminds me of the Steam Deck, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I want a cute console, I want it to be pastel pink. I don't want to be, like, I don't want a device. I want a video game. I don't want an iPad. I want a pretty thing that I can customize and put stickers on. Like my... yeah, my Switch is too far. I'm not gonna pick it up. Hi, just came to wish everyone a good day and good stream, Cecily. I'm off to see the new Superman movie. I watched Superman. It was very fun. I actually... so, I wanted to enjoy it more. I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping. Like, I was not as emotionally moved as I expected to be with that film. I liked it. It was a good film, but not my favorite James Gunn superhero movie, unfortunately. I wished it was. But Superman is cool, and Superman's cute, and I love the cast. I agree, it might be a little bit too busy, maybe too much stuff going on. Like, I love the Clark and Lois dynamic so much. I could be, like, I wanted them to have a date scene, go for dinner. I want to see them two together. Like, I don't care about Guy Gardner, I'm sorry. I thought the Green Lantern was boring. I want to see Lois and Clark flirting. That's what I want. Granted, this is a movie targeted at 10-year-old kids. Like, it's not made for me. I know that. And I know 10-year-old kids think flirting scenes are boring. And they like the funny Green Lantern guy giving the middle finger to tanks. I understand that. But that's my opinion. Okay, actually, this is crazy, because... chat, you're so chatty today. I can't keep up. very rarely happens to me. I'm sorry if I can't answer everybody. But you talk amongst yourself, chat. Have you seen My Adventures of Superman? Clark and Lois are so cute in it. So I've seen the first episodes and it's really cute. I just haven't had a lot of time recently to watch a lot of TV. Like, I didn't even finish Daredevil yet. Like, the only thing that I really watched this year, literally, like, as a TV series was Doctor Who. Like, I really need to watch The Bear. I really need to watch a lot of stuff. I just don't have time somehow. I cried twice with Superman. I wish I cried with Superman. I put pastel pink on my right Joy-Con. Hate the orange. No, on my Switch 1, my Joy-Cons are Pikachu yellow. And I think it's cute. So the Pikachu teaser, I don't have opinions about the Pikachu teaser. I think it's just a teaser, right? And we always overthink those things. Remember the last Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day? Do you remember what the animation was? Was it the last one though? Was it the previous one? It was Pikachu with a bunch of unknown. It was like a bunch of unknown forming words and like... No, this was the one that they announced. Yeah, anyway. That direct, it was Pikachu and a bunch of unknown. There was a lot of unknown throughout the entire presents, and it was forming words and it was forming phrases, and everybody was like, oh my god, Johto confirmed, let's go Johto confirmed. And then the unknown were about nothing. There was nothing about unknown in the entire presents. It was just the theme of the presentation. And like, I don't think the DJ means anything. I don't think we're gonna get like Pokemon Guitar Hero. I think it's just a funny motto that they use for this presents that we're gonna see in the interludes, and the games have nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, no, we're not. So in Alola, Mega and Z moves coexisted. Since Mega Rayquaza does not require a Mega Stone, I made sure it had Dragon Ascend and a Z Crystal. Whenever it has the Crystal, it can't Mega. The button is not there. It also doesn't appear when you use the Z move. I suspect you won't be able to mix gimmicks. Oh no, you probably won't be able to mix gimmicks. I was just exaggerating. But I hope they haven't anything goes. Like, I understand that they're gonna have different VGC formats where different gimmicks are legal or not. But I do have they have an anything goes format where you can just go crazy and bring everything you want. It's the same thing with the Eevee balloon. Thank you so much, Rainbow Pit. It's the exact same thing. Also, I'm not sure if you can notice it. My face is white. I was playing with makeup earlier. I was like... It doesn't look that much in the camera though, but I have white foundation on my face. I'm having a bit of a hyper focus on Renaissance style makeup, and I wanted to... Like, I was doing fun makeup in the afternoon, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take it out in the shower. I was doing shower makeup, you know? When you do crazy stuff in your face just to see how it looks like, and then you shower it off. But then it looked cute, so I'm like, maybe I'm gonna go jump on stream with... I'm gonna jump on stream like this. Right? Keep things interesting. It's crazy, because our first Chinese showed up so easily, and now this is the second hunt in a row that we are going over odds. And like, I'm not even sure if it's over odds, it's just that it's so easy to not see one of the Fomantis, so I could have missed a shiny. Like... But yeah, I made a prediction post about the presents. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see what I said yesterday about it. What did I say? Okay. Okay, chat, here are my predictions for Pokemon Presents July 22nd, 2025. Prediction 1. 20 minutes of Masters and Cafe remix and sleep and stuff. Prediction 2. Johto TCG Pocket Set. Prediction 3. Gameplay deep dive of champions and release date. Prediction 4. New megas for ZA. Pa. Here are my wild guesses for the Pokemon Presents July 22nd. Wild guess 1. Gen 10 teaser. Wild guess 2. Switch 2 upgrades for the other Pokemon games on Switch 1. So I would love if we got like 60 FPS for Let's Go Pikachu, 60 FPS for Sword and Shield, and 60 FPS for Legends Arceus. Actually, Legends Arceus with improved like just improved frame rate would go crazy. Something Unova, because my wild guess number 3 is Something Unova, because they have been posting a lot of Unova stuff recently. Wild guess. Wild guess 4 is Pokemon Ranger. Those are my predictions for Pokemon Presents. Go make a bingo card, Robbie. Yesterday I got a Destiny. Oh yes, it was your birthday, right, Ellie? Happy birthday! And congratulations on the Destiny Mark Shiny Pachirisu. Maybe next year I'll try to do Chikorita. The thing is, like, I don't want to play video games on my birthday. I want to go out. So that's why I don't have any Destiny Mark Shinies. But maybe next year. Who knows? Mega cards for the TCG on the prediction, since I'm sure they're gonna show more since Japan already had some leaks. Yeah, so I forgot about it because somebody asked it before in chat, I forgot to answer. I'm not that big on TCG actually, so I don't know much about it. I only like if I see a machine selling cards on the street and I think they're pretty, I'll buy them. But like I have a Latias that I got at EUIC. That's the only cute card I have. This and a shiny Oddish. Look at her. She's so cool. I wish I had a full art or something, but those are super rare, right? Yeah, but it's not fun to get a birthday shiny not on your birthday, Robbie. It defeats the purpose. Also, chat, Robbie just released a new Poke Party video, which you should all go watch because it's very fun. That's Robbie for short on YouTube. You know what's also crazy? It's like less than a month to Worlds. And I need to finalize my interviews for my Worlds video. I only have one of the 3 interviews I need to make. I will do my second to Thursday, actually. I'll do my second on Thursday. And the last one, the person still... the person replied me, but I don't have a date for that. But I think it's gonna be a fun one. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a big hit because interview videos, like, the one I did with Nemo was super fun, but I think it's difficult for me to edit it in a super engaging way that is not just a podcast. So I'll try my best to make it a little bit more interactive. Where are you, Fomentis? So I cheated a little bit off stream and check it out. I cheated a little bit and I transferred all my Pokemon home Pokemons, but I was missing like, cause I don't have a living dex. I just like was dragging and dropping, and yeah, to get the shiny charm, I need to register for 100. Or do I need only to see for 100? I think I need to register. So there's quite a few that I didn't have, and I don't feel like catching. So, oh. But yeah, with the shiny charm, this would be so fast, so fast, so fast. So yeah, I moved everything I had from home here, and there were still 79 Pokemon missing. Come on, Applin. Look at this slow-ass animation. Fomantis, where are you? I wanna catch you for my Pokemon team. I need to start thinking of a strat to fight Yono, actually. So Yono has 3 Pokemon? Does Yono has 3 Pokemon? How many like, Yono? I know Yono has Bellibolt and Mismagius. And... what, Magneton? What is Yono's team? 4, okay, this might be difficult, chat. Because I can only bring 2 Pokemon. One of them is gonna be Toxic, which... like, not the best moveset we've ever seen, right? What can Toxic do against Yono? Not much. Actually. We might be in trouble, chat. So should I try to set up a Swords Dance? Are you a physical attacker or a special attacker? Physical attacker. So I think I'll try... I think I'll need some Swords Dance. Terra... Can we Terra? Tiefling, Endure... Venoshock. Venoshock is special. Yeah, I think it's Swords Dance, Poison Fang, and hope for the best. Wattrel, Bellibolt, Mismagius, and I think Luxio. Or Electrode. Yeah. We might need to level up Fomantis a little bit. But I didn't want Fomantis to go over the next level cap. But I mean, if we beat, like, our last stream, not our last stream, our last stream actually, when we beat Kofu, that was really cool beating Kofu. I also thought we wouldn't make it, but I used like Focus Sash shenanigans. It was really cool. But we were super effective there. We were using Dolly Parton. So I think this one might be a bit more tricky. Okay, where are you, Fomantis? An hour stream, right? It's not. It's been worse. We've had worse hunts. So I know it's yellow, but how visible is it? That's important to know. Shiny Fomantis. I think it's very yellow, right? Yeah, I think it's very easy to see. Anyway. So, which other Pokemon stuff have you been watching, chat? Also, Arlie released a very cute video recently, I'm not sure if you've seen it, about replaying Gen 3 casually without any kind of challenge, just on the just playing on her Game Boy, which I thought it was a cute idea. I hope ZA has marks for Pokemon. I'm not sure. Like, I think that I got a feeling that ZA, like, I got a feeling that we're not gonna have things like abilities and stuff like that, because with the real-time combat, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have, you know, a lot of abilities that we have in mainline games. And, yeah, we didn't have marks in Legends Arceus, right? Maybe it will be like Legends Arceus in the way that, like, every Pokemon we catch in ZA will have a mark from ZA. Like Legends Arceus has the mark from the ancient past. It should have, like, the mark, like, from the French metropolis or something like that. Gatorade was very cute, yes. Just watched that the other day, really like the framing of it. Yes, and I think it's really nice to have an entire video that instead of a screen capture, you are actually recording your Game Boy screen. It's really... I tried for something similar in the video that I recover my Pokemon from my Pokemon Stadium file. But it wasn't playthrough, right? It was more of a story that I was telling. So I think that for a playthrough is really cool. I just don't know. Need to do that sometime. Like, instead of reviewing Gen 3 in 2025, is it good? It was trying to play it similarly to how I did as a kid. Exactly, it's like, can I capture childlike joy again? And the answer is always, it depends. Like, my childhood game is definitely Pokemon Silver, and for me it's hard to play it like I played it when I was a kid, because I would play it a lot alongside the Pokemon Stadium too. Like, I would exchange mystery gifts, I would get like room decorations in Pokemon Stadiums, so that was actually a big part for me, like logging into Pokemon Stadium every day and getting a mystery gift. But I might be getting an Analog 3D soon, as soon as Analog decides to mail it. And then I'm gonna have access to Pokemon Stadium again, which is gonna be fun. And I'll be able to stream it, which is gonna be even more fun. Also, I've heard that shiny hunting in Pokemon Stadium in Gen 2 is actually very good. Because if you deposit an egg in the box of Pokemon Stadium, you can kind of tell if it's a shiny Pokemon or not. So you have very good odds for shiny Pokemon in Gen 2. Like, if you breed with a shiny Ditto, for example, you can get to 1 out of 64, but hatching is very slow in Pokemon Stadium in Gen 2, right? But every single shiny egg will have the exact same color on the Stadium 2 box, so you can use that to kind of just get a bunch of eggs, put them in a box, and figure out which ones are shiny before hatching, which is probably the fastest shiny hunting method of all time. It's 1 out of 64 odds, and you don't even have to hatch the eggs to know which one is shiny. It's like Masuda method on Red Bull. Hi, I discovered your channel recently. I've watched a video about the Pokemon tournament in London. It was so good I cried several times watching. Hope you're doing well, and hi from France. Hello Hazi, thank you so much. That's one of my favorite videos, so I'm always very happy when people talk about that one. Like, I love writing essays, I love writing, but I feel like that video was the closest I ever did to, you know, crafting a film, making a movie. Like, to filmmaking, really, to, like, filming outdoors and interviewing people and like, patching up a story. So I always get really happy when people tell me they enjoy that one. So thank you so much. Is there any way to transfer shinies up from Stadium at this point? So, no. However, if you have a way of extracting your cartridge data and extracting your Nintendo DS data, you can switch saves between the virtual version of your DS and the physical cartridge that you own. That is obviously tampering with save files, which is not approved by Nintendo. So I'm just talking about it theoretically, right? Like, physically speaking, there are no official ways to migrate from Gen 2 cartridges to Gen 3 cartridges. There are recently some fans have devised a way to, like, a Poké Transporter from Gen 2 to Gen 3, and it works on official hardware. So, but originally there was a block, right? There was a wall that didn't let you transfer from Gen 2 to Gen 3. But theoretically, since it's the same save file, you could find a way to take the save file out of a cartridge and insert on a virtual console version of a tree in the DS. And from there you have access to Pokemon Bank and Poké Transporter. So it is possible. You just very, like, you cannot do it without external means somehow, with, like, means that are not provided by Game Freak, but it is theoretically possible, which I don't endorse or condemn. It just exists. Theoretically, yes. Ah. No. Yes. Thank you. Wait, let me try something actually. What happens if I do this? Is this a faster reset? I think it did reset the spawns, right? It definitely did. But is that faster than doing a picnic? I'm not sure. What else have you been watching? Oh my god. What else have you been watching, chat? Let me know. I watched a really long but interesting video last night about the Spinda rabbit hole. It was fun. Like, about the amount of possible Spindas, or what is the Spinda rabbit hole? Watching along as I EV train my shiny Jolteon and Espeon in my Emerald save. Oh my god. Are you going to use them for the Battle Frontier, or because EV training a Gen 3 can take some time? Fomantis, where are you? You need to be yellow, not pink. Let me check out how's... Okay, we have 5 people on Twitch. That's cool. Every time I see a Siwado, I think it's a shiny Fomantis for a second. Yes, it's horrible. Like, I think they do it on purpose. I think... Like, this is a wild theory that I have, but it happens on so many encounter tables that it cannot be a coincidence. That, like, every time when you are looking for a shiny, the color palette of the shiny you look like, there will be a Pokemon spawning in that same area with the same color palette of the shiny you're looking for. So I think Game Freak does that to trick you. And think, oh, is that a shiny? Oh no, it's just another Pokemon that spawned. Like, I think they do it on purpose. Like, it happens so often and it's so evil. Yeah, we are so there is a new OBS plugin that I was able to install finally, and I am co-streaming on Twitch. So people from YouTube say hi to chat from Twitch. People from Twitch say hi to chat from YouTube. And both chats are showing up here. And as you can see, there's an icon to say when it comes from YouTube and a separate icon when it comes from Twitch, like Robbie. Bless me. Oh, Ice Cream Goo, it's Goo. Ice Cream Goo, thanks so much for the follow. And also, I now have, not emotes, what are those called? I have reactions? Alerts, I have alerts now, and they're cute. And I have a different emoji for every single thing that happens. And I think that's nice. Oh yeah, I need to say that, right? So if you're watching us on Twitch, don't forget to leave a follow. I don't know. I will start, like, I probably will start streaming more regularly on Twitch because I stream semi-regularly on YouTube, and now I just need to press a button to do it on Twitch too. So I'll be on Twitch very often. So don't forget to follow if you're watching us there. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like this stream and subscribe to the channel. Most of you probably already are, but liking the stream is really cool, and it makes you very cool too. Thanks so much for the follow, Lima FM. And every time you press the follow button, Chikorita pops up on the screen. So I think that's a very good reason to press the follow button. We have another alert for becoming a member on YouTube, and you can become a member for as low as 99 cents. You can become a regular viewer and get access to very cool and cute and queer emoji. You are my background noise while I do chores. I have procrastinated this house long enough. Robbie, it is my honor to help you make your living environment clean. While I look for a Brazilian flower. And yeah, chat, if you're procrastinating to do something, go do the thing. Drink water. Are you all hydrated? Let me fix my posture. That's also important. Fix your posture. If you're watching this in your bed, be careful with your neck. Go tell somebody you love them today. Message your mom. I should message my mom. Ahoy, pirate man! You shouldn't do this for a pirate, right? That's not how it works. Welcome in. We are looking for a shiny Fomantis here. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Chat. I swear, I'm not gonna be annoying, but... Look at these trees. Seriously. Look at these trees. I think the biggest problem with the Switch 2 version of Scarlet and Violet is that now, like, since the resolution is so much higher, you can see much better the things that are not properly rendered. And they look horrible. Like here, look at those trees. Like here, I'm too far, so they are popping up like the low-res model. This looks better, but like here, it just looks like dirt. It's very impressionist, yes. And that is horrible for the main city, Barcelona. How's it called? Like Misagosa looks horrible from far. It's like really complicated. As long as you're not looking to the background that much, it shouldn't be an issue though. Looking at the background, not looking to the background. Prepositions are hard. Fomantis, can you please shine so I can follow with my game? I still have 3 badges to catch. It's okay, we can chat together. So, I was watching these videos on YouTube about AI 2027, which is a paper of like predictions or philosophical prediction or like AI security that is written in a sci-fi dramatic way to illustrate the risks that we have of not keeping AI secure and in check. And like what these guys are predicting is that, okay, AI is getting very good, right? Generative AI is super good and it's super smart. And at some point it's gonna become really, really smart to the point that they are gonna use that AI is gonna be better than any AI researcher are doing AI research. So they are gonna start using AI to create a better AI, and it works better than humans, and then like it's gonna get exponentially faster because each new iteration of the AI is gonna be better at building a better AI. Keep up. And that means that by 2027 we're gonna have a very, very, very smart AI whose only goal is to build a better AI, and it's gonna realize that humans are depleting resources and it's gonna kill us all. Unless we put checks and balances. And there are like 5 YouTube videos talking about this exact same paper on mine. It's a bit like Skynet, yes. Have you watched The Good Place? They're kind of making Janet. Actually, I've watched season 1 of The Good Place, but I never finished it. I thought Janet was nice. Isn't Janet nice? I personally use AI for correction and stuff like that because I got quite a prejudice about any of them, mostly Twitter's fault to be honest. Grok is insane. Grok just became Mecha Hitler and it's like not even funny. It's just completely insane. But the thing with AI is that Google's so bad these days. Like it's putting, like every time I try to research anything, the first 3 results are spam, and now I have a new and now I have a paragraph before the 3 spam results that are trying to summarize the results, but it's not even understanding what it's talking about. So I hate the Google AI. It's my arch nemesis. But no, the Grok situation is super weird. I saw somebody posted a screenshot that whenever, like this latest version that was taken down, whenever somebody would ask anything to Grok, the first thing Grok would consider is like, has Elon Musk did Elon Musk speak out on the subject? Does Elon Musk has tweeted about the subject before? Then I'm gonna read what Elon's stance on the situation is, and then I'm gonna formulate my answer based on that. And it is just insane that is like, you know, my grandma is using that, my mom is using that, like people are gonna, I think there's no way back, like there's no regulating our way out of this. There might be some way to regulate it and make it a little bit less, but I think that just like Google, I think that in 5 years this is gonna be part of everybody's routine, even if we ourselves don't want to use it, right? I think that job positions are already asking for AI proficiency. Normal, regular people are using on their day-to-day tasks, so they're not 100% of the people, but I think a good amount of people will be using an AI assistant on a daily basis. And it is really crazy to think that a CEO has the power to tell an AI to go, hey, before you answer anything this person is asking, read what I have to say about it first and then formulate your answer. But like the thing is that the AI created and run by a Nazi is like the AI is not a Nazi itself, right? I think that the AI is not anything. It's a language model. Like, not to say that tools are apolitical, because they're not, but it is very funny because this is happening because Grok was giving woke answers that Elon was not happy with. So it is just a language synthesizer, right? It was just, you said stuff and it's like thought of an answer based on everything it read before, and like, okay, this is the most likely correct answer to what this person is requesting. It's just words, it's numbers on an Excel sheet. So technically that's not really a Nazi. But when the first prompt is read what Elon thinks about it and formulate based on that, it's kind of, it just gets scarier and scarier, which is fun. I don't understand why people are now too lazy to even do a Google search. But it's also because Google sucks. Like, and if you do a Google search, there will be an AI bot answering you. Unless you put -AI at your query. But come on, are you gonna do that for every single Google search you're gonna make? Yeah, there isn't a way back, but at least we can do it as properly and teaching, studying about how it works and stuff. I agree. Like, I think like the environmental impact is not something that we should stop talking about. I think it's important. I think it's good to keep in mind. But I've been watching more and more videos about it because I think it's important to like know how it works and know what people are doing with it and know which way it's going and stuff like that. Isn't it though? It's trained by one. It's not really trained by Elon. Elon did like, the thing is, Elon did very little to this AI, right? He didn't train it. It's basically copied from other models that were trained by academia and papers and scientific research. That's why AI is usually woke, right? Because it's been trained on academic research and it's programmed to use those texts as a basis for its reasoning. So unless Elon forces it to spit like his views, it's not going to. Like he did, like Elon Musk did not sit down and code Grok. Like he had a team that did it based on other code that was already available, I believe. So he doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know how to create an AI. That's my point. Grok exposed Elon for having an out parody account that he pretended to be his own son, commenting on porn. Oh my god. I saw that he had a fake account, but I did not see this part about all this stuff. My workplace has been going all in on AI for the past year, and just yesterday they started using the money they lost on it as an excuse to let people. Oh my god. That's horrible. I'm sorry, Samantha. Like, I'm a little bit lucky because I work in a highly regulated environment, so it is, even if my CEO wanted, it would be very difficult to approve an AI tool to read company documents and read company information. So I think that it will be a few years until my company at least starts implementing those stuff. But we work with, you know, Jira and Confluence, and they are using a little bit of AI synthesizing already. Oh you can do -AI? I might actually start doing that for every search I make. I mean, you can. I'm not sure if it's -AI, but I think it is. Double check it. But I am sure you can turn off the Gemini AI summary on Google searches. Yeah, but I think that like OpenAI has, and then again, not defending companies, but I do believe that OpenAI, like from the answers that ChatGPT gives and stuff, they how do I put it out? I don't think AI is as partial as a journalist would be somehow. Like because even open AI cannot. They need data to train it, right? They need text. They need to feed it text. OpenAI is not gonna write a new science to train ChatGPT with. So ChatGPT is mostly trained on academic papers, like on open source academia because that's easy to grab. And I think it's very difficult to add a bias to it unless you do something very radical, and then it just becomes what Grok became, and then it was just like, you know, doing the horrible things Grok has done this past few weeks. Hi Shideravan, do you think Relumi is out this year? Hugs from Brazil. Hugs to Brazil. Hello Brazil. I love you Brazil. I miss you Brazil. So I think Relumi might come out. We haven't had an update in a very long time. I think the last update to Lumi is that now it's also compatible with Shining Pearl. So before it was just Brilliant Diamond. I haven't heard anything about Relumi, so I don't know how far in development they are. I would really like it. I would be really happy if it came out this year. But I haven't heard from T10 about it for a while. I have seen, last time he texted me about it, it was like last year, I think. I might have or might have not seen some first teasers. I think it's already public, the things he showed me. But I have no idea when it's coming out, honestly. The old company I worked at, my product manager used ChatGPT to make design decisions and told me to make it. So, oh my god, no, like using a synthesizer language model to make a business decision is like, if you were to use it, it's like summarize information. Like, read this, give it to me, like, organize this text that I'm writing and let me make a decision. It's never, oh, what should the designer do? It's like, people don't, that's a problem. Like, that's also a very big problem with the tools, that it makes it very easy for people to make very bad decisions. No, academia has bias. In the case of research, it's an issue that people won't be checking sources anymore, researching things more deeply. Yes. Academia has bias, of course. Like, I completely agree with you. It's just that we are talking about such a humongous amount of data, right? It's not thousands, it's millions and millions of papers. I think that from a data standpoint, and I might be like, I don't understand anything about this, I might be just making this up, but I have faith in academia to have, when you look at the big picture, to have a bias that is not Nazi. Yeah, we're playing on the Switch too, so this is 60 FPS. I hope the image is looking good. Does it look 60 FPS to you, chat? Because I'm also doing multi-streaming, and I had to change the configurations. I moved from Streamlabs to OBS, so I'm not sure if it's still optimized. I should have checked the last stream, but it should be looking good, right? I work with AI, and I try to be very conscious of critical of the work that I do. I do my best to be aware of the impact that my work can do. And at the end of the day, right, it's not the fault of employees. I mean, it is the fault of CEOs for sure, but it's like, somebody needs to do AI research, right? These tools exist. Somebody needs to go there. Like, if you don't take the job, somebody else will. It's the same with gaming, what we're talking about Nintendo, right? Oh yeah, I don't want to put microtransactions in my game. If I don't put it, somebody else will, and they will, like, take over my market value, and I'm gonna go broke. and like in general, like not that's not a fact, but more of a case of there's so many players, so many people, so many, like, as a person, all you can do as a worker, all you can do is your job, right? And individually, I'm sure that everybody has like really good intentions and want to make it a tool for good, and want to make it as efficient and sustainable as possible. It's just the structure, right? The structure is the problem. It's demanding infinite growth, it's demanding infinite resources, it's demanding bigger and bigger and bigger models for things that we don't really, that we don't even need for. It's shareholders that want to increase market value. And, I mean, at any job, right? You know you want to, you know the best way to do something is one way, and then comes somebody above you, or a boss, or a manager, or a CEO, and say, hey, do it the other way. And you have little choice other than leave and be replaced with somebody that will do it. Or, you know, comply. So, like, I am sure that the AI engineers for Grok, like, the first thing, they would never program their AI to, like, check what Elon said before giving any answers without direct instructions from Elon. So, probably if you work at X at this point, designing Grok, it's a little bit different, right? You kind of know what what you got into, but I don't know. I like to assume good intentions from people. And most AI is starting to feed another AI, such as the Ghibli AI thing, making all photos that generate piston. Right, and like, and everything that I'm talking about here is text generation, right? Image generation is a completely different story, and video generation, right? Come on, like, anyway, that's you all know what you all know everything about it, so I'm not gonna go deeper into that. But yeah, AI feeding into AI, like, it is inevitable, right? Because if we are demanding infinite growth, there is not infinite content in the world. One day AI will have nothing else to train, and we'll have to generate stuff for AI to train on. Like, it is kind of crazy, but it's like a Pac-Man monster. Do you think that bias in an algorithm would get more or less extreme in a singularity? I don't know enough to be sure when people aren't dictating it, but it seems I have no idea, bro. What I know about it is what I've seen in a couple of YouTube videos, but we have Krusty Bunions here that works with AI, so maybe you can ask them. Everything that I'm saying here is based on only a couple of videos that I've seen about it. We need regulations, we need slower development, we need to evaluate things in a long term. Is that gonna happen? Don't think so, but we desperately need that. Should I give up and do the hunt in my other profile? No, let's not do that. No, that's cheating. I also like, and I never researched this, so this is just a gut feeling, but I also feel like there should be a ceiling to how good this thing can get. Right? As I said, there is only so much information in the world that can be trained on. There will be a point that there's nothing new. Right? We can try as much as we want, but I don't think there will be a world brain ruling over governments and making every single business decision and curing cancer. Like, I think there is a ceiling to how good these models can get. But it's just a gut feeling. I think that, I don't know. Have you looked at the Pokécology book yet? The illustrations are so cute. I've seen a few pages actually. I follow a creator on social media called Pokesutami. They live in Japan and they usually translate these things to YouTube. I think they are a little bit anxious to translating it because it's technically copyright protected, so like completely translating it to English is a little bit tricky. But they have posted a few screens online and I thought it was really cute. And I really like the selection of Pokemon, so they went for some very underground interactions, like very underground ecological interactions. So I really like it. I really hope it gets produced in English soon so I can buy it and make a video about it. No. Do you think they might announce Pokology in English at the Pokemon Presents? There's 2 or 3 badges to go. I need to get this shiny. How does this challenge work exactly? Glad you asked. So, I need to catch 1 shiny before each badge. We currently have 5 badges, so I have 6 shinies. So 1 starter, and 1 for each badge. For me to move on to the 6th gym, I need to catch a 7th shiny. And that's the basis of the challenge, right? 1 shiny per badge. However, I'm doing it in a little bit more of a fun way because I think this game is too easy. And I decided I wanted to see how easy it would be to challenge all the gyms backwards. Because there's no level scaling, so I would start with like very high level gyms and then scale down. And with hard level cap, so I don't bring Don Quixote and sweep everything. So the first gym was really hard because we only had a starter and 1 other Pokemon. But then it's actually not getting progressively easier because I think Yono might be the most difficult fight we had because we only have 2 Pokemon and they are very low leveled and they don't have any type advantage. Actually, we only have 1 Pokemon. We're looking for the 2nd. But it's a shiny badge quest, so it's basically 1 shiny before each badge. So, like, I don't really like to say exactly where I live, because, you know, people on the internet are crazy. I live in Europe. But, like, granted, if somebody really wants to figure out where I live, they definitely can. It's not like it's a incredible secret that I'm keeping hidden between the box. Like, there is information online to figure out at least in which country I'm living. But I try not to make it easy. So. But yeah. living in a country with horrible weather. I'm living in a country with horrible weather and um, good public transportation, which is basically every single European country ever. Oh yeah, no, but the Switch 2 here, like, the price in Europe is very, it's kind of very similar all over, so I got my Switch 2 on launch, and I went to a midnight sale, right? I needed the Switch 2 to stream, and I had bought it online from a store, and they were like, maybe we're gonna take a... Like, first they said, yeah, we're gonna deliver to you on the release day, and I'm like, cool, fun. And then the day before, they email me, might take a week, and I'm like, damn it, I have streams. So I canceled my order, and I went to the store at midnight. But I think they have a lot of Switch 2s, honestly. I mean, good public transportation compared to Brazil. You have no idea. Honestly, also compared to the US, I hate public transportation in the US. It's completely, it's insane. It's worse than in Brazil, honestly. Like, you need a car for literally everything. If you don't have a car, you just cry. You can't get anywhere. It's... What is the United States of America, really? Like, there isn't... So I have public healthcare, like, technically, like, it's not the same as SUS, it's not universal, like, it's because SUS is very, the way you like, the Brazilian healthcare system is very unique in the way that, and this is very hard for the non-Brazilian mind to comprehend sometimes, but if you travel to Brazil without any travel insurance, and you get on an accident, you need to be driven to the hospital on an ambulance and get a surgery, you don't pay anything. Like, nothing. Zero. Nada. You don't get a bill, you don't get a reimbursement, nothing. So, in most European countries, you get quite good public healthcare, but you need to have... But as a foreigner, you have to have an insurance anywhere, because it only covers citizens, usually, right? And in some countries, you need to pay and then get it refunded again. In some countries, you need to... Like, you pay for it already with your salary, and if you're unemployed, you need to find another way to finance your public healthcare plan. In Brazil, it's free. Like, completely free. No questions asked. You walk into a doctor, you get a vaccination, you leave. No money involved, so... I live in São Paulo, and I found the public transportation very good lately. Wow, I mean, but traffic in São Paulo is crazy, right? And like, I know that São Paulo is actually probably the only city in Brazil that has good metro system. But I've seen images of like the Metro da Luz at rush hour, and it's like, it's a vision of hell, right? It works. It's definitely better than the United States because at least you have options, but... Like, a very crowded bus in a traffic jam in Brazil, it's like, not good. So, I'm gonna tell you something, chat, and this stays between us. But I almost wrote a video about the Brazilian healthcare system. When something happened pertaining to Brilum, I was going to make a video, oh, why Brilum? And then talk about healthcare systems, and then talk about how it works in Brazil, because I really think it's really cool, and nice to spread out the word. But I was a little bit scared, because it's a very touchy topic, and it was close to, I was applying to UIC, and I knew there was a lot of people from the Pokemon company watching my stuff, so I was a little bit hesitant to touch on such a touchy subject somehow. Also, I was afraid because I have a job, you know, and I didn't want to. Like I had just done the the Smogan video, and I definitely don't regret it, but I got some attention from some people. There were actually very large creators living not friendly, like very big YouTubers, like 150,000 subscribers, living very aggressive messages in the comment section. So I was a little bit hesitant with like being overexposed and stuff, and a little bit scared of, oh my god, my job, blah blah blah. So I decided not to. I wrote the script. It was done. Like I had a healthcare video about Breloom written, but I never recorded it. I decided not to. I really like how your dark roots look with the blonde hair, by the way. Fading and roots growing out is probably my favorite part of dyed hair. I really like it. I think it adds dimension, and even though it doesn't look natural, I think it looks cool. I think I look like a rock star. A friend from the United States is married to a Brazilian, came to Brazil and was impressed that he could take every single vaccine for free, even though he wasn't Brazilian. The metro is very good. I hope it keeps getting bigger, but on Sunday it's for free. Oh, I didn't know the bus was for free on Sundays. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I remember like 10-15 years ago we had a very big leftist movement in college for free public transportation, but it never went anywhere. But I forgot what I was going to say. My hair is purple, so natural is kind of out of the question for me. Yes, definitely. But I like purple hair. We have colored hair and pronouns. Deal with it. Oh my god, my second severely over odds hunt in a row. This is so frustrating. Cause like I could be hunting for other stuff. I already have this Pokemon. It's like, and if I had the shiny charm, this would be so fast. Also, chat, I still can't announce it, but some people know there is a special cool project that I'm participating on next week. So there will be a wait. Yeah, it's next week, right? So next week, 2 very big streams next week. We're gonna do a live reaction of the present, and I'm gonna participate in a cool project that I'm gonna announce on social media next week as well. So that one is gonna be really fun, and I'm really excited for it. And yeah, keep an eye on Twitter and Discord and Blue Sky and YouTube to learn more about it. Yeah, I had a good friend just moving to São Paulo, but yeah, for me, like I'm from a small city. Like you can cross the city by car in half an hour, so I think that even though public transport is good in São Paulo, it's still a very big city that it's very difficult to move around. So I don't know. Maybe I could live in São Paulo for a couple of years, depending on how my life was, but I wouldn't really like living in São Paulo. I think Belo Horizonte is the city for me, honestly. I love it so much. Okay, where are you, Fomentis? Fomentis, please. You're my little guy. You need to shine. Don't be a Shroodo. Be a Fomentis. Do your thing. Maybe it would be faster to get the shiny charm. I'm starting to see things. I thought this was a shiny. Maybe it would be faster to get a shiny charm and do the hunt rather than whatever this is. Actually, Ice Cream Go, can you send another message? I think you're not showing up in the chat box for some reason. I can see it's not on the screen. I can see it on my... I just want to check because this multi-stream thing sometimes has some weird glitches. Can somebody on Twitch send anything on chat? Okay, it is working. It was just your last message that didn't show. Okie dokie. What else? Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not sure if the international crowd has seen it. But Trump just put a 50% tariff in Brazil, which is, you know, no news. Trump has been tariffing literally everybody. And Trump also, like, the day that he put the tariffs in Brazil, he also put a tariff on, like, 30 other countries, including allies like China and South Korea. But crazy thing is that Trump put the highest tariff of them all in Brazil, so 50%. And in the letter he sent, he was like, yeah, actually, we are putting this tariff because you are investigating the former president that, like, had literally a plot to murder a Supreme Court judge, the president, and the vice president. So, because you're investigating him, we don't want you to investigate him. So, like, Trump was telling the Brazilian judicial system, like, stop investigating, otherwise we're gonna put a tariff on your economy. And that is completely insane, like completely unimaginable for me to, like, even consider that kind of stuff. Like, can you imagine? Like, nobody's at war. Like, we are all partners in the globalized world, and you're like, hey, if you don't obey me and you don't, like, do my personal wishes, I will put a monetary toll on an entire population. So it's like, what the actual fuck? And the thing is that he's not even his Brazilian boyfriend. Like, Trump doesn't even care about Bolsonaro that much. Like, last time Bolsonaro was in the US, like, he was in Florida for 3 months and he never once visited Trump. Like, Trump really doesn't care about Bolsonaro. I think it was mostly the lobby of Bolsonaro's son who was, like, visiting. And, he's not visiting, he ran away to the US like a few months ago, and he's, like, talking in a lot of Republican events and talking to a lot of people. And I think that to Trump, it is kind of interesting to show the power he has to not only himself come out of this kind of right-wing movements unharmed, but prevent others from like being charged by the same things that he was not charged. It, like, does that make any sense? Like, he doesn't really care about Bolsonaro personally. It's more about sending a message, I think. Like, he couldn't care less about Bolsonaro. Focus on me. I don't understand how we ended up with a grumpy middle schooler on a power trip as our president. I mean, the worst thing is that I do. I understand how. Like, it's... I'm not even surprised anymore with those things. It's just like... I was surprised 10 years ago. Like, when... In 2016, I was surprised. 2015, I was surprised. Now it's just like... It's the way, it's the way things are. But I'm really... I think Zoran Mamdani... Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, I just forgot how the name is actually spelled. But I think that's a very good path forward, right? I think that's a very good communication strategy. I think that's a very good model of, like, actually talking to working class people. So, even though I think that everybody's really screwed for a very long time, I'm... Like, watching Zoran stuff makes me happy because I do believe in that motto of politics. Like, if we are talking about institutional politics, then sure, I think that is a good model forward and a good way that the left can still win elections. So... And it's what's Shiderevan is writing is it's very funny because it's the same thing that happened in Canada. So in Canada, the left-leaning party was like really unpopular for the elections, and the fact that Trump put the tariffs on Canada made the support rise super dramatically. So they were like, we're not gonna support the right. The right is aligned to Trump. Let's support the other party. So Trump putting the tariffs on Canada actively boycotted the more right-wing factions in Canadian politics, and the same thing is kind of happening in Brazil. So Lula's popularity jumped from 45 to 60 since he stood up to Trump, and that is really crazy because I was honestly worried about next year's elections, and I am also not very... With the current situation, I'm not really excited with Lula as a candidate. Like, of course I'm gonna vote for him. But like, I'm kind of disappointed with a lot of things, a lot of directions the government is taking. But I feel like there was a lot of indifference for Lula in the past few months. But now that Lula is actively fighting against Trump and preserving the national blah blah blah, there is a lot more... It's easier to engage, right? Yeah, I think the Canadian and the Brazilian situation are really similar. I actually, when the tariffs first came out, somebody said, yeah, maybe it happens the same thing that happened in Canada. And I was a little bit unsure because, you know, Canada is much closer to US politics than Brazil is, so I didn't think it would be as drastic as it was in Canada. But I was surprised. It was actually really... it was a very meaningful shift. Talking about international geopolitics until a yellow Fomentis shows up, and this can go back to being a Pokemon channel. I think Milei, Trump, and Bolsonaro are more worried about keeping their naysayers rather than good strategists around them, so they make very grotesque strategy mistakes. Like, I don't know, I've also... There was... There were two pieces of media I've watched in the past week about the same guy that I'm not sure if you've heard about him. Um, what is his name? It's a right-wing nutjob billionaire. So Alexander Avila made a video called "The Tech Billionaire to Fascist Pipeline," and also the Brazilian podcast Medo e Delírio em Brasília. They also made an episode about the same guy. It's not this guy. What's his name? Yarvin? Is it Yarvin? Curtis Yarvin is not this guy. What's his name? Peter Thiel, yes. So this Peter Thiel guy who is... There are some funny... Peter Thiel, exactly. Thank you, Ellie. I was not reading chat. I was trying to find the frame. But yeah, I watched two things about Peter Thiel this past 2 weeks. And why am I talking about this? Because while it might seem that they don't really have a strategy, I think that, like, Trump doesn't need to have a strategy of his own. He's just following the Project 2025 playbook. These people are much more nutty and completely deranged than we expect. They live in a entirely different reality where they are thinking about accelerationism and literally destroying humanity on purpose so that they can create the sanctuary cities and live in, like, it's even ridiculous for me to say it out loud because it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but this is literally coming out of the mouth of these guys, and these are the guys that are influencing Trump's politics. So it is super, super crazy. It is really it sounds like people that took too many drugs or are... No, it's not the guy with... Wait, is Peter Thiel the guy who does blood stuff with his son? Is it? It's not the same guy, is it? Right-wing nutjob billionaire. Do you know how little that narrows it down? Yes, there is only one good billionaire, and that's a Brazilian director who uses his money to make good films instead of, you know, funding genocides. Walter Salles will be spared in the revolution, but all of his assets will be stripped away. All that to say, no, it's two different guys. No, I was talking about Peter Thiel. And like, all that to say that it might look that Trump doesn't have a good strategy, and he doesn't, but it's a very effective strategy of like, do what I want and nobody's gonna stop me, which has been working very well for him. And it's really scary because the end goal of these people is to, like, they are not even denying climate change anymore. They want the climate to go completely haywire. Like, they are enforcing, they are making a very big deal of having very strict border controls and very strict immigration policies because they already understood that they need to destroy the planet to increase their capital, and they are willing to pay that price. And they already want to, like, keep out all the climate migrants that will start popping up in the next 10-20 years. Right? They want their ethno-states, they want to create their sanctuary cities, they are trying to speed up the end of the world so the lower class just disappears and they can live in their right-wing post-apocalyptic utopia. I have not heard about the reprieve that they've granted for changing the gender markers on passports. I've heard that Nora managed to get, I think she was able to apply for a passport with a correct gender marker, and I hope she got it. I didn't get any updates yet. But I saw that some people were able to apply for it, so that was nice. Chat, am I crazy? Are there no shinies in this game? Like, did I miss a shiny? Like, isn't it crazy? Like, twice over odds. This is very sad. This reminds me of the Shrek character. You are all going to die, but it's a price that I'm willing to pay. Yes, it's exactly that. But it's ridiculous because they all look like comic book villains, and that's why Lex Luthor in the new Superman movie is so good, because like you can't even call these things like you can't even call it a caricature anymore because they are literally like this, and I have no idea how to fix it, honestly. Chat, I'm really sad, but I might need to end stream without finding a Fomentis. What the hell? Lex Luthor was partially inspired by Trump. There was even a parody of the art of the deal cover. Like, there was a little bit of Trump there. I think there was a lot of Musk. I think Lex is a little bit of all of them, right? I think it's really well written because, like, while the old Lex was very Zuckerbergy, but it wasn't. Oh wait, no, you mean the comic book Lex Luthor was inspired by Trump? Okay, that I didn't know. When is Superman All-Stars from? Is Gumshoes a Trump inspiration? I think it is. It's very crazy, actually. I think not the craziest thing about Trump, but one of the crazy things about Trump is how he exists in pop culture before he was president, and like, he exists with a tone of, without a tone of doom that he usually is accompanied by. Like Home Alone, you know? The Trump inspiration for Lex is 1986. Oh my god. It's almost like the Biff from Back to the Future 2. That's probably a 1986 too. I think Biff was also inspired by Trump. Was it? 'Cause he does become president though, right? In 2015. I wasn't sure if Biff was that much inspired by Trump. Like, it's very... It does make sense, but it only makes sense retroactively. I'm not sure... Because I think Trump had kind of... was not seen as negatively then as he is now. That's just... a guess, though. Okay, largely inspired, and I'm just making that up. Where are you, Olivia Rodrigo? It's very scary because Strudel's hunt took 4 hours and I had to cheat and use a sandwich with the China Charm. This could go forever longer now that I'm thinking about it. It's crazy. Most of the hunts took like half an hour. I think it's the location, right? This is a very... It's not a very reset-friendly location. So every reset takes me at least a minute or so, instead of the few seconds that it usually takes. And I need to double check every angle, so... Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Maddie. Is it like a financial thing, or...? It's more about timing. Okay. Well, I'm thinking if everything goes to plan, I have a very risky plan. But if everything goes to plan, I might just be in Brazil in December, so I don't think there's any way that I can make it for the Belo Horizonte regionals, which I really wanted to. I think it would be super fun. But I don't know. I also want to be in Brazil for my 30th birthday, which is next April. So... yeah. When is LA? When is Latin American Internationals? Is it end of the year or? Because it was before UAC, and UAC is February. It's not very healthy and it's a lot of skipped uni days. You are correct. Second to last weekend of November. I could go. Technically. Can I get the Pokemon company to pay for my flight to Brazil? Can you imagine my first video in Portuguese is my LAIC video? That would be funny, actually. I mean, it's probably in São Paulo, so I think that like I've gotten a lot close to a lot of Brazilian PokeTubers this past few months. Not close, but like I at least know a couple of them. So for Latin American internationals, I'm sure Lee Gengar would be there. So maybe we could do something. Like, I'm not going. I'm just like thinking out loud. So Lee Gengar might be competing even. I'm not sure because I don't think Lee's competing this season, but he might do it. He's hyped for champions, so he might compete next season again. So probably Lee Gengar will be there. Agachi's definitely there. Daniel Paladino's probably there. Who else? I think Treinador Zardi might be there. He's also doing some very fun VGC content in Brazil. So really, like, if you're into VGC and you speak Portuguese in chat, I really recommend that. It's like, it's funny because it's like Wolfie style storytelling videos with battles. He competed in a couple of them, but he didn't get super far because it was like he's just narrating his first events. So it's a little bit Wolfie, a little bit like Scraw VGC. But I think he does all the editing by himself, so it's actually a nice spin to some stories. Who else might be there that I know? Well, it's São Paulo. I'm okay with shopping. I have enough plushies. Said no one. But I think I'm okay with shopping. Because I might be a little bit unemployed by the end of the year, so I don't really have a lot of money to spend on plushies anyway. But then yeah, maybe then I don't go to UIC and I go to LAIC. And November is bad timing because I really want to go in December and stay until Carnival. Oh, it's Brazil. It's always worth it. São Paulo is a beautiful city. No matter what people from Rio will say. So, we're not gonna get a shadow drop of Pokemon Champions, I guarantee you. We are definitely gonna get... we are definitely gonna get like a deep dive trailer. So, like a gameplay trailer. We are gonna see gameplay of Pokemon Champions. We might see a release date, and honestly, I think there is a non-zero chance that they might release it before the next VGC season, because the next VGC season is starting in October. It's been a little bit, it's a little bit later than usual, and they are teasing Megas a little bit too much, so there is like a, I would guess there is like a 20-15% chance that they actually release Pokemon Champions before October, which to me would be wild. But I can guarantee you, if they don't, you can come back here and tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee you next week we're gonna see a deep dive trailer of Pokemon Champions, including gameplay, and very likely release date. Did you pre-order ZA yet? And if so, are you choosing the plushies bonus or the figurines? The plushies probably. The figurines are Charizard, right? I'm definitely getting Chikorita. But I didn't pre-order yet. I'm not sure because I wanted to really, because you only get you only get the things for pre-ordering the physical version, right? I wanted to buy the digital version so I could get access to it at midnight and already start streaming. But I'm not sure yet. Yeah, but is the figurine of the three starters together? I thought it was like a Mega Charizard X or Y figurine. But I don't know. I would love to get a pre-order bonus. I am going to buy it on release anyway. But I might prefer getting the digital version to the physical version. So I need to see how to do that. So I can preload and stuff. There will be a midnight stream of ZA, of course. There will. Where's my shiny? Thanks so much for joining us, Krimgo. I will also end stream soon, honestly. I want to take I want to rest today, so I bought some very nice bath stuff that I still want to use today. So I think I'm gonna do one final reset, and then this is it for today. I might do some offline hunting because I don't want to spend another stream looking for Fomantis, so I'm sorry for that, chat. But I don't want to have another stream where we don't progress with the game. So yes, one less reset. Oh, Nintendo is never gonna let people mod the games. They are really careful with their IP. Like, I don't think I don't think there is any timeline where they let you modify games at all. Last reset, chat. Let's go, chat. Okay. So let's triple check. Not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Those are 4. Not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Those are 7. Not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Those are 10. Not shiny, 11. Not shiny, not shiny. 13. Not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Those are 16. Not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Not shiny. Those are 21. Not shiny, 22. So, are we getting 22 spawns per reset? That's a lot. Like 22 spawns per reset. We've been here for 3 hours, let's say. And let's put every reset at 2 minutes per reset, because I'm talking too much. So 2 times 22 No, actually it's 30 times 22 because that's the number per hour. Times 3. So we've probably seen 2,000 Laurentis so far. And the shiny odds at Outbreak. No way. Oh yeah, no. So the odds are 1 in 500 for 60 knockouts, right? We are about 4 times over odds. Which is always fun in Pokemon. Four times over odds. And like, we went probably 6 times. No, not really, because I think the problem with Shudo is that we were getting too few spawns. Here we're having a good number of spawns, they're just difficult to check, so it takes a while to check them out. Anyway, we're 4 times over odds. Yeah, no, that's how statistics works, right? It should appear, but you can also see 8 million Fomentis and none of them are shiny. Or it can also be that I missed the shiny. And then we are only 2 times over odds. It's always a possibility. Well, chat, this is it for today. I'm sorry, no shiny today. I will do offline hunting. I am sorry. But thanks so much for joining. I'll probably do more streams this week, but overall, we have 2 dates next week, right? So next Tuesday we are going to watch the presents together. So come and join. It's gonna be fun, and something on Friday. Just something on Friday. I don't know how to raid on Twitch. Can we raid on... How do I raid on Twitch? I want to raid on Twitch. Let's raid on Twitch. How do I raid? Do I have to open mod view? Is it mod view? Okay, I'm watching myself now. Which is fun. We have 7 people on Twitch. How do I... Okay, I need to open the Twitch streamer dashboard. This is fun. Let's raid somebody. If you're watching on YouTube, go to Twitch so we can raid somebody. Creator dashboard. Blah, 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 blah. How do I raid on Twitch? Stream manager, hide channel. Let's go. Where is it? Stream manager. Don't show again. Raid channel. Okay. Who's live? Well, Pichal, Alpha Red, Small Ant, Party Arlie. Who do you want to watch? Everybody with like 2,000 people, and we're 7. But we're gonna... Is there somebody... Do I know somebody smaller that we could raid? I can't see anybody here. I don't know any of these people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pokemon. Who's playing Pokemon? I honestly don't know any of these people. I'm so sorry. Let's do Arlie then. And we did it, right? That's how we did it? Did I did it right? Did it work? Okay, then it worked. So thank you so much, everybody. I will. Do I stop the stream? I never did this before. I need to click right now. So I'm gonna click right now, and I'm gonna finish it on YouTube, and I'll see you later.